What initially started as a joke shared with Justin Trudeau over dinner that Canada should become the 51st state of America leaked out to the media, then went viral. And now Trump is doubling down. He's saying Canada should shape up, pay up, or become absolved by the United States. Ladies and gents, welcome back. Monday morning after a great weekend. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Now, Donald Trump, he was on the news recently. He was interviewed, and he doubled down on his claims that Canada really needs to shape up, pay up, or become absolved by the United States of America. Now, this came after Donald Trump made an open threat to Canada and Mexico alike and said, if you don't shape up, you've got a terrible border, porous border. All this stuff is coming over, bad guys and bad stuff. We want you to stop that. And if you don't, you're going to get a 25% tariff on all goods coming into the United States of America. Now, that would be detrimental. And of course, Canada has been responding to this, and so has Mexico. Now, Donald Trump went on the news to, well, double down on exactly what he said here. Mark Nixon bringing this to X, saying Donald Trump doubles down on his vision of Canada becoming the 51st state, now expanding the idea to include Mexico. Imagine a unified North America rebranded as the United States of America. Here's Donald Trump.
We're subsidizing Canada to the tune of over $100 billion a year. We're subsidizing Mexico for almost $300 billion. We shouldn't be subsidizing. Why are we subsidizing these countries? If we're going to subsidize them, let them become a state. We're subsidizing Mexico, and we're subsidizing Canada, and we're subsidizing many countries all over the world. And all I want to do is I want to have a level, fast, but fair playing field.
Hey, why not a level playing field in the market? That sounds like a great idea. Now, these threats are going out to Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau trying to come across as the big man who's going to take charge and do all the things that Canada needs to do. Well, we haven't had that happen in the last 9 years, so I would expect it to happen from him now. Now, he goes to the media to have his lapdogs go tell the message out to everybody. Trudeau says Pierre Poilievre would not be able to unite Canada to defend against Donald Trump's threats, while polling would suggest completely something different if you just look at the polls here. 43% of the vote right now looking like is going conservative, while Trudeau he's brought the Liberals down to the lowest point since 2013, but that's where we're at. Now, I put out there saying Trump wants Canada to have a secure border, less crime, and less of that bad stuff coming in. Who again is a threat to Canada? Really, at the end of the day, he's coming in and saying, well, I want you to do what the voters, the voting public are asking for. Of course, we're not going to be afforded an election, I think, until at least the next scheduled one. I doubt that Jagmeet Singh, the Maserati Marxist, is going to risk his pension, which he won't get if he calls for an election. That's not going to happen. Let's move on here. Reporter asking Pierre Poilievre, Brett putting this out on X. In an interview this morning, Donald Trump again floated the idea of Canada becoming the 51st state of the United States. Are you concerned that the president-elect repeatedly bringing up this idea of annexing our country? And here's what Pierre Poilievre had to say.
The bottom line is that Justin Trudeau is a weak leader, and he gains no respect from countries all around the world. Canada should have a strong, smart leader with the brains and backbone to put our country first. And that's what I will do. We will have common sense conservatives will put Canada first. We will remove the crippling taxes and debt that have weakened our country under Trudeau. We will unleash the production of our resources to make ourselves more economically independent. We will rebuild our military and secure our borders.
Wow, okay, that's the one right there. Secure our borders. That's all Donald Trump is asking for. Honestly, we could all save ourselves a 25% tariff on our products going into the United States if we just do that one thing. But hey, I like all those things that Pierre Poilievre is talking about, but securing the borders would save us all that kinds of money. And hey, we understand that more taxes on our goods is bad. So why don't we lift other taxes as well? How about the carbon tax? How about GST? Remember that the GST was supposed to be temporary? Remember that? We were gonna balance the budget and then it was gonna go away, and then they balanced the budget and it never went away. I digress. Here, let's move on. Now, Danielle Smith is coming forward as one of those provincial leaders that is going to be happy to work with Donald Trump administration. Of course, if we can't have it happy relationship between our federal government and the U.S. federal government, at least we could have some of the provinces be a little bit more friendly and just sidestep the lame duck that is our prime minister. And let's not shy around this idea. Justin Trudeau is a lame duck. I know there hasn't been an election yet, but we all know that when the election comes, he'll be voted out. So that makes him a lame duck at this point. Of course, he's ruling as if he has a mandate, but he does not. Now, Danielle Smith saying she chatted with Fox Business about how we can make gasoline prices more affordable for our American friends by building new pipelines to U.S. refineries. And she makes some really good points in this conversation here.
That's raising speculation of a Keystone Pipeline revival. The Premier of Alberta, Danielle Smith, joins me now. Madam Premier, you want to drill, baby, drill and open the pipeline and send your oil to America, is that right?
It is. I've been wanting to double our production in Alberta since I got elected a couple of years ago. And America is our best friend and trading partner. We know that we benefit from more oil production. Americans benefit from more oil production because it's the basic feedstock that goes into gasoline, and it allows for Americans to be able to keep those prices low. And we hope that we can find a mutually satisfactory way of going forward so that we can increase our production and build more pipelines.
Do you think that President-elect Trump can exert enough pressure on your Prime Minister, Trudeau, to make that happen, open up that pipeline and get the oil flowing south?
Well, I must say it was actually the U.S. President Joe Biden who canceled the Keystone XL pipeline the day he came into office. There was a willing partner in Canada, not only in Alberta, but also on behalf of our federal government. So I would say that the ball is really in the Americans' court. We stand by ready to help. We know that our particular brand of oil, which is heavy oil, is what your refineries have been retooled to be able to receive. There's not very many places in the world you can get it from. Venezuela and Iraq and Iran, and we think we're a better trading partner and friend than those countries. And so we stand by ready to help, but it will depend on the direction that the U.S. administration takes.
I understand that you're coming to the inauguration in Washington, D.C., January the 20th. Are you a big Trump fan?
Okay, I'll leave that one if you guys want to check out what she talks about there in the description down below. But let's get to that. Yes, she makes a great point about the refineries down in the United States are actually well equipped for the oil that we produce in Canada. Getting that XL pipeline going, getting all that happening would be just the smartest move. It would be the smartest move, and she's very accurate to point out that it was actually it was Joe Biden that canceled that pipeline that we had going, of course, with no tears coming from the Trudeau camp on that one. But you know what? We can still make this happen. We can cross the border in Alberta, get our oil down to market, and this is the reality of the situation. If we want to make things better for North America, let's make energy cheaper. Let's make energy more viable, more available to people of all three countries. Hey, in North America, we can make America great again. We can make Canada great again. We can make Mexico great for the first time in a very long time, in my opinion. We could get that happening. Some people really love Mexico, but I think it would be great if we got rid of some of the bad guys down there. That would be fantastic. But I'd love to hear what you have to say on this. Obviously, this is a joke. Nobody's annexing Mexico and Canada, but Donald Trump is making a very good point with the tariffs that we have on the United States, which they don't, you're not going to hear a lot about that in the Canadian press because they don't want to get rid of those. This is something that we might need to level that playing field, have a little bit smarter negotiations, perhaps get rid of the French English laws for American companies to bring their products to Canada without having to alter them. This is another trade barrier. Let me know in the comments if I missed any of those trade barriers and what you think about Donald Trump's posturing towards Canada and Mexico. We'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.